So, first of all, good morning, everybody. I would like to start by saying thank you to the organizers for putting this interesting topic, integrity and trust in the consulting and engineering industry, on the table, which is a topic that is very important worldwide. And first of all, I would like to say that in the next minutes, I will tell you some aspects about how us as the FIDIC Future Leaders Committee are working with the issues concerning integrity and trust. And I would start by presenting you what is and what are the FIDIC Future Leaders. The next slide, please. So, the Future Leaders is a new brand of FIDIC, which was launched last year in September. Before this, we were called the Young Professional Forum. And there are two very important aspects that we have to keep in count to be a future leader. So, first of all, our age should be below 40 years old. And the second aspect is that we have to work in a consulting engineering company. This is open to everybody, and I would like to encourage Mr. Tai, who was speaking in the beginning, to promote the young professionals in his company to work with us and to work for the future purposes of FIDIC. I know that with TRONG, we have worked almost 2 years together in the committee. And TRONG was a very important person in our committee, being in charge with different conferences in sustainable development. And to tell you something is that the vision of the future leaders is to promote and empower in the FIDIC community to participate effectively in shaping the future of the consulting engineering industry. Our purpose is to identify opportunities and to promote the interest of the future leaders, to create greater opportunities for us to contribute, to develop, and to succeed into FIDIC in the industry and towards external stakeholders. Our committee, the FIDIC Future Leaders Committee, is in direct connection to the FIDIC board. And because of this, the FIDIC board is very interested in how us as FIDIC Future Leaders are working with all the committees. This is why when the terms of references for all the committees have changed this year, in each of the committee, there is a future leader member. This is how we are connected to all the industry and to all the important aspects that are happening in our consulting engineering business. Next slide, please. As I am always putting a quote in my presentations, when we started discussing about this webinar, I found this quote by Dwight Eisenhower, which I think underlines the importance of integrity. The supreme quality for leadership is integrity. So in order for us, for future leaders, because this is the name for Future Leaders Committee, to develop and to work forward, it is clear that the core of us is integrity. Next slide, please. I just put here from the FIDIC Statutes, if we look at item number 6, one of the objectives of the Federation is to actively promote conformance to code of ethics and to business integrity. So this was stipulated in the FIDIC Statute. This is very important for FIDIC, and how Jorge was mentioning, it's the core from the 3 pillars of FIDIC. Next slide, please. So, FIDIC Future Leaders, who we are? We are a group of young professionals worldwide of the International Federation of the Consulting Engineering. Our intention is to have the opportunity to participate effectively what is happening into FIDIC in our consulting engineering industry, and to develop the next generation of consulting engineering industry leaders. The committee, the Future Leaders Committee, is a working committee of FIDIC appointed by the FIDIC board and working very close with the FIDIC board. And it was formed to develop communication and networking opportunities for all the future leaders involved in the FIDIC community. We are also collaborating with the FIDIC Integrity Management Committee for trends and issues of concern in anti-corruption and integrity management. We are a committee which is doing a lot of job, and I think I remember that Richard was a few years ago also the chair of at that time the Young Professional Forum. We are developing from each year. We are doing new stuff. We are participating to conferences worldwide. We are always discussing about the important topics of the world of the consulting industry world. And we are trying to really become the future of the consulting engineering industry. Next slide, please. As I was saying 1 minute before, we have a collaboration with the FIDIC Integrity Management Committee, and which is the committee which is advising the FIDIC board and the secretariat on all aspects of integrity management in the consulting engineering industry. And as our members inside the FIDIC Future Leaders Committee are working with the FIDIC Integrity Management Committee, we are always are in direct contact and helping in different task force how we can the development of the FIDIC Integrity Management Committee. Next slide, please. Our activities, besides the Latin communication, which means newsletter, social media, blog, and website, we are networking a lot because FIDIC is organized in different regional organizations as ASPAC, GAMA, FCA, FEPAC, and we are always working together with them because the chairs of each of the regional FIDIC regional organization is in direct connection to us. So we are participating to conferences. We are always doing different workshops. We are preparing webinar. We just finished a free series webinar where integrity was also discussed in these webinars. And Jitendra, the next speaker, also was a speaker in that webinars. We have always our meetings annually, and we are discussing the importance of our committee, and we establish a roadmap for the next year. We have always in the conference, in the early conference, we are doing a presentation, and because we are having a symposium. This year, unfortunately, because what has happened with the COVID-19, it is impossible to have a live meeting, let's say. But this is why the conference was postponed for 2021. But still, this year we have launched the e-booklet, and we are going to have a webinar. It's the first online webinar of the young professionals in the yearly conference. And I'm strongly advising you in September to watch this webinars, this series, and to see what we are doing and how we are doing it. Next slide, please. I wanted to mention this program. It's a program which is called the FIDIC Future Leaders Management Certificate. Before it had a different name, but this is we are calling it the base foundation in FIDIC. It's a certificate, it's a management course which is taking over around 6-7 months. And I can tell you, I had this course done in 2014. This is how my journey in FIDIC started, actually, doing this course. And then finding out more about FIDIC, about the principles of FIDIC and the core. And afterwards, I started working more and more with all the committees in FIDIC. And I can tell you that inside this course, inside what is the mentors are teaching, integrity and business ethics has a very, very important point. You can have much more information on the website, which is mentioned there. And also, if any of you need any more information, please contact me. My contacts are on the FIDIC site also. So it's everything is good, and I can give you all the information. Next slide, please. I also put here all the channels where us as FIDIC and FIDIC future leaders can be found. We are on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Facebook. And you can have a lot of information and a lot of important topics and a lot of documents that can help you. I can give you one example that happened recently with COVID-19 situation. In March, the FIDIC launched the report for the consulting companies how to prepare themselves for this very difficult period for consulting engineering. So please follow all these social media channels in order for us to be closer together. Next slide, please. So these are some photos from our conferences where we have met, we have discussed, and I can tell you that not only that we are working together, but step by step we are becoming friends, and we are working together also with our companies, developing future leaders, and talking a lot about all the pillars of the FIDIC community. Next slide, please. In the end, as Richard was saying, I have some questions for also the speakers and also for the audience. But I think the most important one is the one that I have bolded there. It's a question: how can FIDIC do more to promote business integrity? How do you as an audience feel about it? And how can we help to do this? Thank you very much.